Hey, we're live. Konnichiwa. Welcome to
Konnichiwa.
yes. Welcome to another episode. Client case study. Gary Walker in the building.
What's
How you doing,
happening?
Gary?
Not too bad. Not too bad. Yourself? You well?
Yeah, good. Sorry, my voice isn't 100%, but we keep it moving, bro. We keep it
Yeah,
moving.
come on. Yeah, no worries. No problem.
Tell them about what you do. In terms, who you serve.
Yeah. I serve aspiring deal sources. I say aspiring. Actually, there are a few deal sources who actually have a little bit of experience that work with me as well. But I'll say initially, the goal was to work with aspiring deal sources and kind of help them skyrocket their deal sourcing business from scratch. So I've got quite a tried and tested system whereby I can help people build a really powerful investor list.
Okay,
First
brilliant.
of all, free, no marketing needed, no paid ads, none of that, just organically, just putting the work in, knowing where to look, knowing what to message people. And then off the back of having a powerful investor list, being able to go out there, work with co-sourcers to get deals, and go direct and get a lot of deals wrapped up as well. So yeah, I just work with deal sourcers basically and show them how to take their business from 0 to 10K per month from scratch.
Brilliant. And before, how were you getting new customers before? So before you even thought about a masterclass, what were you doing before?
I was just doing one-to-one calls. So I was putting out a lot of valuable content. So for free, I was just basically showing people how to do what I do and how my guys do what they do. And then when people would reach out to me asking for advice, I would jump on a one-to-one call with them. Which is there's nothing wrong with doing one-to-one calls. It's just that it's very time consuming. And obviously, I'm still quite hands-on in terms of actually doing deals. So being able to balance jumping on a call with someone every couple of hours, every day, in comparison to kind of what you showed me in terms of structuring a masterclass, made a huge difference because I could get everyone in the room together rather than having to speak to everybody for an hour individually. So yeah, that was the science behind wanting to kind of do a masterclass rather than do one-to-one calls.
Okay, brilliant. So in terms of the actual masterclass, why did you decide to go ahead with working with myself with a masterclass?
So to be honest, you showed, I saw what you had done. So you had done some masterclasses. I actually even joined one of your masterclasses.
Yeah,
I think maybe your first or second one, I think.
Yeah.
And obviously we speak quite regularly anyway, just about business in general and marketing and property and everything. So yeah, I mean, I saw what you was doing in terms of putting masterclasses together. And I know your background is in teaching. So who better to learn teaching from than a teacher, right? So yeah. But I think mainly the most important part of what you showed me was to structure the masterclass. So I could have kind of just gone out there and just tried to throw it all together and see what happens, but you actually had a structure, which was what I was looking for. So I already had the knowledge. It was just more packaging it and kind of providing it to people in bulk, basically.
Yeah. I mean, tell them about, because I know we spoke about doing an activity to actually get them doing a challenge in that. But you smashed it out of the park. Tell them a bit about that particular activity that really just blew up on the Zoom call.
So basically what I do is, and it's funny because it's something that I actually bang on about quite a bit on my Facebook anyway. But as you know, sometimes people see you talk about something and just kind of goes over their head. But when you're on a call and you say, look, do A, B, C, D, and the person's able to follow it and see the results there and then, it's powerful. So basically I showed everybody that was on that call how to literally go on Facebook and for free, within minutes, find a whole load of investors that are looking for deals in their targeted area. So not just random investors. I showed them how to literally go and find the investors that were already looking for deals in the area that they're focusing on, which not a lot of people know how to do. And as you saw, I literally just gave them the steps to do it. I gave them a challenge, put some money on the line. So whoever was able to do it and get a response the quickest won 100 quid. And actually the gentleman who won it ended up with about 25 investors.
There you go.
In a space of, I mean, I said half an hour, but he says to me it was in less than 15 minutes. And I'm just like, wow. So the implementation, as we always speak about, was really, really powerful. So yeah, that activity, that exercise was amazing. And it wasn't really planned, to be honest. I wanted to show people how to do it, but I didn't expect it to blow up how it did. And so many people get involved and them see so many results. So yeah, really powerful.
No, so even myself, I thought 100 quid couldn't hurt. Couldn't hurt. So I thought, wow. Like, even myself, it's like I saw myself trying to make it happen. And I've got a few potential property deals in the pipeline now. Investors.
It works.
In the pipeline. No,
it works.
100% it works. So you mentioned the structure. So what about the structure helped it to work for you? What specifically about the structure?
The masterclass as a whole, or just that exercise? The masterclass as a whole.
Yeah, as a whole, yeah.
Yeah. So I think kind of going from kind of introducing myself, and then the belief shifting exercises, and then going from the belief shifting exercise to actually walking you through what my strategy is, in a sense, without obviously giving away the full strategy, but just giving enough for people to be able to kind of see, okay, this works. If I was to implement this, it would work. So just making it flow smoothly, but also very user friendly. So it was easy for people to digest. It didn't feel like I was just preaching and just banging on about stuff that they have no idea about. So I feel like I made it as simple as possible. And in terms of the structure, you kind of helped me put it in a box, so to speak.
Yeah, and it's so interesting, even in terms of the Sensei Masterclass system. Your work isn't finished now. You've got more people. How many people have you got to follow up with?
There's loads. Yeah, there's loads. So there was over 100 people who messaged me to jump on the call. Obviously, not everybody could jump on the call because I think maybe the time of day that I'd done it, some people was at work and things like that. So, but we still managed to get 50 people on the call.
Wow.
Then 50 people that missed the call had already kind of said to me, I'm not going to be able to make it, send me the replay. So I've already sent out the replay to about 50 people. And then off the back of that, me putting out, little bits and pieces of the call, another maybe 50 or 60 people have asked for the replay as well. So maybe about 150 people altogether will see the masterclass. And that's when did I do it? Tuesday, and we're Friday now. We haven't even been a week. So yeah, as long as, and you was there, so you saw it firsthand. There's a lot. I've only put out maybe a small snippet of the call. And when I put out, more and more of the stuff that we went over, I'm sure there'll be more people that will ask for it as well.
No, brilliant. And looking at the future, how do you plan to do more masterclasses? Like, is it something that you'll do once a month?
Definitely. I'll be honest, I haven't really thought. I haven't pinned down how often I'll do it, because I want to still kind of see how this one plays out. Like you said, I might be replying to people for weeks just off of this one. So I've got to kind of see how it plays out. But I want to do more, to be honest, because I enjoyed it. I genuinely just enjoyed the whole experience. It was my first time doing it. As you saw, when it first started, it was a little bit rough. I had a few technical difficulties, but once I got my momentum, I really, really enjoyed it. So I definitely want to do more, 100%. It's just how often kind of thing.
No, true. What would you say are the top 3 things that you've taken from the Sensei Masterclass system as a whole?
The top 3 things. Time management. I would say masterclasses as a whole, which I wasn't too privy to you kind of introduced me to it. I think as a businessman, as an entrepreneur, one thing people always bang on about, which is really important, is time management. I think it's really key. So to go from having to do 1 hour calls individually with 10 people in a week sometimes, so that's 10 hours of calls I'm doing sometimes, to having a masterclass where I can do it for 2 hours and there's 50 people there. That was powerful for me to like make that shift. Yeah. So time management, I would say definitely. Time management, I don't know, what else?
Are you going to maybe focus on the whole belief shifting thing in terms
the belief shifting thing? Definitely. I think the exercise that I've done within that call, there's a few other exercises that I want to do as well, because like I said to you, and like I've said to some of the guys that have ended up coming on board my program off the back of the masterclass, that was the bare bones. That was nothing. That was a small exercise. There's so many other little things that are little tricks of the trade that I'm going to be implement into some of the other masterclasses. So yeah, definitely, you're right, 100%. The belief shifting element, so time, belief shifting, and I would say structure as well. Just the structure in general, the structure of kind of piecing it together. One thing I did, I believe I didn't get to do, was add a lot of other bits and pieces into the masterclass that I thought might have been really important for people to see as well, and they would have kind of played towards the belief shifting element as well. But obviously I'll work on that over time. As I go into doing the other ones, I'll be able to add those as well.
Nah, brilliant. And what would you say to anyone maybe thinking, I might give this masterclass thing a go with Jay, maybe, what would you say to anyone maybe on the fence?
No, definitely 100%. I would say, as a coach, a consultant, like I said, time wise, you're gonna half it. In fact, smash it. Into smithereens. What you're probably used to spending in terms of time to try and acquire leads and convert those leads. Jay's gonna be able to show you how to do that in 2 hours. It took me 2 hours, to speak to 50 people. That would normally take me 50 hours. Genuinely, when you really think about it like that, that would have been 50 hours. So, I mean, yeah, there's so many different elements that it's going to help you with and make your life much easier in terms of mentoring. I would definitely say there's no need for you to be on the fence, make that shift.
Yeah. And the amazing thing is, look, you don't actually have to do sales calls. Like, how long are your calls with people when they've seen the masterclass and they're thinking about coming on? How long are those calls when you're speaking to people?
A few minutes. Yeah, they're not long at all. They're not long at all, because you've already given them everything that they need on the masterclass. So the masterclass is really kind of the sales call, even though, I mean, personally, I don't feel like it was salesy at all. It was just value. But in a sense, that is the sales. Giving the value is the sales. So you don't really need to have a sales call. But yeah, you're going to have a few people that want to have a quick chat afterwards, just to maybe iron out a few of the finer details. But that, 10 minutes, you haven't got to have a really, really long call to do that. So yeah, don't really need sales calls, to be honest.
Brilliant. And Gary, how can people get in touch with you, potentially work with you?
Any deal sources that are interested in learning my system. If you haven't already seen the masterclass, I would advise you to watch the masterclass first and see how crazy that was. We had 6 or 7, maybe 8 or 9 people. Jay saw it firsthand, including Jay, that got involved in the exercise and managed to get 10 plus investors in the space of minutes. Literally, the gentleman who won ended up with 25 plus investors. So I would say, yeah, reach out to me on Facebook, shoot me a DM. If you'd like to see the replay, I'm more than happy to send it over to you, and then we can get talking from there.
Perfect, Gary. It's been an absolute pleasure. We live in the same neck of the woods, North London, so let's try and connect.
No, definitely we will. We've got to go and grab lunch, definitely soon.
Brilliant.
What man?
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening, Gary. Thank you again, and good luck with that follow-up. You got lots of
I've got a lot of work to do. Yeah. Definitely.
Nice one.
Top man, thanks, Jay. Appreciate you.